Don't mind putting the hatchet down.
Listen, man, I got a lot of questions for you, but before we get into it, I'm just going to say the first 2 episodes of Daredevil are freckin' awesome. That way I didn't curse.
Steve, you have no idea what that means to me.
Dude, that first episode is it's holy shit.
Thanks. It's led to a lot of sleepless nights. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. Fans are going to very much embrace these first 2 episodes. Listen, if the rest of the season is like these first 2, you're all set. You really are.
I can't wait for you to watch the rest.
I send them over. I will watch them today.
Right.
So listen, I have a lot of different questions for you. Let's just jump in. But for everyone watching, Daredevil, incredible. Absolutely watch it. Will I ever see Ironheart?
Yes, you'll see it. You'll see it later this year.
Okay. How many episodes is Wonder Man? And what is like the tone of the series? Is it similar to something that Marvel has done before or something completely unique?
Wonder Man is 8 episodes. It has a very, it's a very new flavor for Marvel. It's straight from the mind of Destin Crenton and Andrew Guest. Honestly, it is like one of my favorite things ever. I think it's the best show no one's ever seen. I am very excited to see the audience reaction to it. I think it's a love letter to what we do as filmmakers. It's a love letter to acting as a profession. And it's a very sincere, kind of beautiful show.
Are the episodes 30 minutes or an hour?
There's a little bit of like some streaming leeway in the episode runtimes. So I think our shortest episode is 20 something and our longest is like 40 something.
Moving on. I'm really loving the Marvel animation right now is having a renaissance. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, fantastic. Do you think in an ideal world, every season could be like one a year, or do you think it's more like every 18 months to get a season out? So
we will have a Spider-Man season every year. If I have anything to say about it, what usually happens, as you know, in animation is that there's a bigger gap between season 1 and season 2 than in subsequent seasons. And that'll be similar in Friendly. So, we will have to wait a little bit more than a year for season 2, but then after that, it should come out on an annual cadence, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you think that season 2 is later this year or it's definitely 2026?
Season 2 is in 26, I think. Yeah.
Sure. What's the story with X-Men 97 season 2? Will it be later this year or it's definitely 2026?
Season 2 of X-Men 97 is going to be in 26. We're working on it now. It's exciting. I mean, that world of the 90s is just, I honestly, Steve, I can't believe they let me make it.
Sure.
I grew up at Marvel, as you know, clocked a lot of time here, and I feel like I used a lot of currency to revive this thing that I loved. I loved watching after school. So the fact that we get to play in that universe with those actors is just honestly why I went into this business in the first place.
Yeah, but I want to actually follow up on that. One of the things is you took a risk making that because you really don't know what's going to happen. Then all the critics and all the fans are like, this is awesome. And so how much does that sort of level you up when you say, okay, like with other animation, let's do this. And now people are like, oh, let's do that.
Yeah, I think that is it's certainly the viewership has opened up some opportunities, on the development side for us on animation. To me, it's important to try to get to a annual cadence with these shows, and to have something that people can rely on. This has been a challenge for streaming in general. But I really want to create television shows that feel like shows. So part of that is creating a seasonal cadence that people can rely on. So we do have other things we're working on, but X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man are the top priority in trying to get to a place where we can like reliably have very strong seasons every year.
Is there another show that you're working on for animation or movie, even like animated movie, that's like close to being announced, or is it all like in the preliminary?
It's all in the preliminary. Like as you know, we're developing more than we make. So I don't want to announce anything before it's ready, but it's there's hopefully some exciting stuff on the horizon.
I am curious, how much is Justin and Aaron directing in season 2?
They're directing a block of episodes just like they did in season 1. They are fundamental in establishing the tone of Born Again. Those guys are tonal masters. I think the way they tell a story, they know how to pull the levers of drama and tension, especially, like no one else. I mean, I think hopefully you remember that in Loki season 2, I always talk about this shot of on their way to the cosmic loom, and it is a shot of a door. It just sustains and just builds this enormous amount of tension that is something that like I think is just emblematic of the way they work and how they direct. And certainly they move around the audience's eye and attention on screen in just a phenomenal way.
Listen, Loki season 2 is like, I loved it. And what their work on that season is incredible. I'm a huge fan, and I think Marvel's lucky to have those guys.
They're amazing. I would work with them forever if I could.
Yeah, I'm already out of time, so there's no more questions from me. One day we'll talk again. But listen, man, you can go to bed tonight. I'm telling you, it's fantastic.
Thanks, Steve. Anytime you want to talk, man.